Welcome back to My Vegan World. Today we're cooking up food for Thanksgiving. We have cashew macaroni and cheese. We have tamari, peanut tofu. We have cooked broccoli, and we have Yukon Gold mashed potatoes and mushroom gravy. We even made a dessert made from sweet potatoes, and the crust is made from just dates and pecans. Delicious. Here's our ingredients to make our Thanksgiving feast. We started with dessert first, and we're roasting our sweet potatoes. We have the crust already prepared. It's simply dates and pecans mixed together and molded into the pie plate. We also have our bread toasted to make some breadcrumbs for the macaroni and cheese. We have our potatoes washed. We're going to chop them and put them in cold water for the mashed potatoes. Here's the potatoes, all chopped up and soaking in water. We also have our cashews soaking for the cashew cheese sauce. We also have the tofu draining. Simply putting it there, it drains naturally and we'll drain it several times. Our sweet potatoes are done roasting. They look delicious. We also put our water on to boil, and we washed our broccoli. Now we're going to work on our marinade for the tofu. We have tamari, mustard, peanut butter, and some nice spices. We're going to mix that all together and get the tofu marinating. Now that our water is boiling, we're going to add in the pasta and cook it for about 7 to 8 minutes. Our marinade is all done. We did add some water to thin it out, and we're going to slice up our tofu. Now our tofu is marinating. We're going to make the macaroni and cheese sauce. Now we're making our cashew cheese for the macaroni and cheese. We added our cashews. We're going to add apple cider vinegar, tamari, mustard, a little bit of miso paste, and some seasoning. It was a little bit thick, so we added a little bit of water. And now we have the perfect consistency. Now our pasta is cooked and drained. We're going to add the cheese sauce. And here's what it looks like all mixed up. We topped it with breadcrumbs that we just made, and now we're going to put it under the broiler. Now that the tofu is marinated, we're going to put it on these parchment lined papers and start baking. The extra liquid, we will baste them. The macaroni and cheese is done, and it's nice and golden brown. Our tofu is all ready to go. We basted it, and we're going to put it in the toaster oven on air fry. We just put our potatoes in. Always cook your potatoes, start with cold water, let it come to a boil. Our tofu's been baking for about 13 minutes. Here's what it looks like. And we're gonna flip it over, baste it again, and put it back in. As you can see, the tofu was flipped, and we added more marinade and also put the one that was on the top on the bottom, and the bottom on the top to rotate. It'll be done in just a few minutes. Our sweet potatoes are cool. We're gonna peel them to make our filling for our pie. The potatoes are boiling. We're going to cook them just till they're fork tender. And we started the broccoli, cooked in water and seasoning. And just like that, our broccoli is perfectly cooked. You can see it's nice, bright green, still a little crisp. Now our potatoes are done cooking. They're so steamy. We're going to add seasoning and coconut milk. We added in our seasonings, onion powder, black pepper, some salt, smoked paprika, and now we're going to add in the coconut milk. And here they are, creamy and delicious. We ended up adding a little bit more salt and pepper and a little bit more coconut milk. We used almost a whole can. To finish our sweet potato tahini pie, we simply peeled the sweet potatoes directly into our pie. Then we put cinnamon, cloves, and tahini, mixed it all together, and added tahini to garnish. You can serve immediately or put back in the fridge for later. Now we're going to start on the mushroom gravy. We cleaned and washed all these mushrooms. We got some onion chopped. We're going to cook it in our pan that's heating up in some coconut milk. Now our mushrooms are all chopped up. We're going to add it into the onions. We did put some black pepper. We're going to let this cook down. Now that the mushrooms are nice and cooked, we're going to add a little spoonful of flour to help thicken it up, and then we'll add some veggie broth. Now that it's cooked down nicely, we're going to add in our broth. We're going to let that cook in and thicken up, and then we'll blend it up. Now that it's all cooked, we're going to blend it up. And here we go. It was a little too thick, so we added some more veggie broth, and now it's the perfect consistency.